Okay, I'm gonna play one game because I am so close to. What the fuck are these? What the fuck are those? Oh, you actually turned off my. It is. Work. Don't I want to play it? Oh my gosh, you guys know how like in this area? That just reminded me. You know how like recently the Bay Area music started sounding more and more like the iHeartRadio, like Power 106, more 105. You know how like there's I think DJ Black Mark or something lit. It's been getting better. It's been getting better here. Oh yeah, they did get what is it? Rob E. They finally got Rob E on here. Where did 1057 migrate to? Is it still 1057? Oh yeah, when Chewy Gomez left, I got hella pissed. I was hella shit posting on Instagram. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing? You fucking fired that one guy that everybody loved. How could you? Fucking hate people. That's all I gotta say. Are you good with Vane? Nah, we're all gonna die. Run it down. I bet sooner or later, iHeartRadio is gonna start charging every single time I see up a station. I didn't know that paying to have your song played on the radio was illegal. I thought it was normal. Why? Because you know how like radio stations are pretty much like they run on advertisement. So I was like, if you pay to have someone play your music, why would that be weird? But apparently in America that's like illegal, which was like it blew my mind. Because it happened with Cardi B, I think. Because Cardi B radio play her songs or something like that. A play her song. Yeah. So remember when Funk Funk Flex accuses Cardi B of paying for radio play? Like I didn't even know this was illegal. Like I honestly didn't even know. Like I was like, well, why would I just didn't understand. I was like, what's so bad about that? I understand like when people spam song requests, then yeah, but at the same time, like they still have to, you know what I mean? Like if people keep requesting like the same song, like they can't just play the same song every day. So like to me, I always thought like there's nothing wrong with it, but apparently somewhere in the law it's illegal. Like there's a lot of things I do that like I didn't know it was illegal. So like now I'm just like not doing anything at all. Cuz I'm like I think it's fine, cuz I thought it was normal, but apparently there's a bunch of shit that's not legal, so I'm learning. I'm learning, guys. Apparently that's a lot of things. Who knew? Not me. Well, I mean, why would it even matter? Like, if you say you're obeying the law, then like, it wouldn't matter. Oh yeah, what did I mean by the Mark Zuckerberg thing? Okay, sorry. If you think about it from like Mark Zuckerberg versus DPR, it was more of DPR was kind of like, no, fuck you, like I'm gonna do what I want, versus like Mark Zuckerberg, he's always like attending all the meetings. He goes himself, he's the founder and creator of Facebook, so he goes for himself. He doesn't have his CEO or his like whatever other board members go. Like he goes himself, and I just personally think like, he actually tries very hard not to break the laws, but what I've been saying for a long time, because I tend to do stuff like, okay, so in Taiwan, because our roads are so small, that sometimes you have to like go out of the lane, you know? And that's why sometimes I go out of the lane because I'm like, if I can let the car behind me go ahead of me to create less traffic, thank you, then like, why wouldn't I just do that? But then I went to court, I went to traffic court for my speeding ticket. And then there was this one person ahead of me that was like, they got a ticket for driving in the bike lane. And I was like, I mean, yeah, obviously, if you're trying to run people down, like, yeah, it's fucking illegal. But if you're trying to do that so then you don't cause traffic behind you so everybody can drive faster and not create traffic, like. But I was talking to my coworker today because like we were having this discussion about like how much cat litter to put in the cat litter and how much tissue to put in the cat litter because we were like, well, we're trying to save our small business owner like money. And then I was like, me and you, we have very good intentions, but everybody else, they're going to use that as an excuse to not do it. You know what I mean? They're going to be like, oh, well, I'm saving money, so I guess I don't have to do it. And it's like, that's not really what we were doing. But I mean, you can, yeah. So I mean, I've always known starting a small business was hard, but holy Jesus, this is like next level shit. Like, holy fuck, man. And like, I was trying to explain to him, and I was trying to explain to like everybody since I've been hired to this job, like, I literally don't even know how to bring in customers. You know what I mean? Like, in tech and stuff, like, I know how to bring in customers because it's like, I know what you guys like. But like, when it comes to like customer service and like places like CVS, like how do you get people to buy more shit? Like they only need one roll of toilet paper. What do you want me to do? Tell them they don't only need one roll, they need like 10 rolls. Like that doesn't make any sense? It's like, no, you don't need one pack of gum. You need like a case of gum. And it's like, bro, like I don't even eat that much gum. You know what I mean? So I'm like, how do I even help? Like as much as I want to help, like I don't think I can. you know? No, yeah, and well, that's the thing about like Apple that I don't really want to support because it's kind of like that concept of you do need five purses, and I'm just like, nah, I'm like a tech person, so like, I don't know if I can. You know what I mean? I feel like I might lose more customers, thank you, than gain by telling them that. So what do I do? Like I'm so lost. I don't know how to help. No, it's funny because like how in esports and stuff, I always do like a bunch of stuff to like help people. And then I'm over here working customer service and like there's not a single thing I can do to help. Like I've never been paid to do like this, and I don't know. It's not that I feel helpless. I just feel like I wish I was smarter so I can do something. Well, that's actually the beauty of being a cashier in my opinion is because like you only have one responsibility and you don't have to think about the extra stuff like thank you like being a streamer you got to think about like is what I'm doing really gonna help bring in profit for my sponsors. That's why I always encourage people to get hourly wage jobs from a corporation because if you're really incapable of like coming up with ideas then just do the best you can you know but some people aren't, they're like just not doing that. So I'm like but that kind of fucks it up for me because now like people are like demanding. I'm like that's not like there's so much fucked up shit, man. I don't even know, man. I don't think he's actually that, like, you know. Well, if you guys seen Cartel Land, you know it makes sense. But oh my gosh, God tier Vayne. I haven't used my flash or my heal. I was gonna call it the green thing, but I don't think that's what it's called. One of these days, they're gonna cut me off. See? See? I tell you. I tell you! Do I mean it in a racist way? No. Yeah, that's why I never use the N-word. Run away! Who's their jungler? Oh my gosh, it's Jace. Uh-oh. Vayne is too pro. I'm coming. I promise I'm coming. Why don't I play what? Because I don't know what. Oh, so since they took down like all the sites, like certain sites, um, I don't know where to find music, and YouTube is not helping, and neither is Spotify. So I personally actually really like the radio. I just don't like all like the shit that comes with it, you know? Like I'm just trying to listen to music. I don't know what song. I really don't want to deal with all of that. I don't like anybody doing anything illegal for me. Why? Because I know you guys have kids. Like, do you know how bad I would feel if you guys got taken away from your kids? I can't live with myself. Why do I like that? I like genuinity. Genuine? I like people who are genuine. Okay. Me? Oh, I just watch a lot of documentaries. And everything talks about New York. So. Oh, no, no, no. Why do I like doing this? Because I like to understand, you know? I don't like people to just tell me shit. Like if people just told me like, oh, I'm going through this, I'm like, okay, is this, are you taking advantage of me? Like, or is this like legit? So hard to know. No thanks. I don't like this feeling. And that, people. Why would I flash in? Because I knew he was gonna hook her. Yay! No, that's why I didn't ask him for help. It don't seem right. Hold on. Figure it out. Hold on. Oh, oh, what can I win? Yeah. Gosh. Which This is what I get for not paying attention to what I'm doing. Yes! Hey, dude. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Let me figure it out. I will be back. Oh yeah. Hello. Ooh, nice. Thank you. I personally don't like this songs for this reason. You guys for trying. I actually, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know. Best that I could do is try to steer these people away. There ain't nothing else I can do, or even know how to do. I think this song's in the wrong playlist. Oh yes, I love these speakers. What are you doing? Any strong? I have no mobility. What does that mean? If I don't have any mobility, I can't really walk out of their range because you know what I mean. If I can't walk out of their, he has nice boobs though. What? I can't help myself. The controller kind of sucks though. You see how like I'm skipping it within my hand? It doesn't work. So mid. Why? Why? Because she's walking around very fearlessly. And usually that means her ult is up. I don't don't think he's feeding. I think he's just not wanting to recall. Yeah, there's no escape, honestly. That's why I'm just like, I honestly just want to play video games. Just want to play video games and live my fucking life, man. A life. Oh, I think she has scripts. She knows where I am. Oh my gosh. My aim is so bad. If I actually hit, would have actually gotten a kill. Oh my gosh, what are skill shots? Because I don't have any. Oh no, don't let. Why? Because the cooldown is faster than if you just let it time out. How do I know this? Because I play Annie, duh. I mean, Tank Annie. Hurricane Annie was lit though. Didn't get any like attack speed boost though. Just straight. That side thing that goes peep shoe on the side. That's all I got. Not sure if it was actually beneficial or intelligent, but it was fun. I like Remy Ma. Everything she said in the show, on the show, and like everything she does in real life is just like stuff that Remy Ma and City Girls did. That's probably the only reason why I would ever go to prison for anything, you know? Not the fraud or whatever, it's just they're really awesome people, you know? I think you guys should watch Love in Hip Hop and follow the Shade Room. And then you guys will figure it out. I'm gonna alt you. What was I gonna do? I was gonna flash over the wall. Trying to get a shot of my cube. Oh my gosh, my freaking my finger! Did you guys see my finger? I was like alt and then flash, but then I think I like pressed something else, man. Oh, my reflexes are so bad. We're gonna lose this game because I don't have any reflexes. Yeah, I forgot to change my word. Oh well. Maybe I should play a song just so I can get this video flagged. Play a rap song, because that's usually how videos get flagged really quickly. No, we gotta go Vivo, not the freaking copy and paste Vivo. Hate you guys for that. I'm like, oh, it's an official. Fuck me. Why did I? Because I had no choice. No, you gotta mix the red wine with the white wine because you know it'd be hella sour, so you need to mellow it out. You know, no. No, okay. So how I used to roll blunts, because everybody was like, "Oh, you gotta roll the dabs in the blunts." I'm like, "Nah, man, you gotta get keef." You know how they and then you sprinkle that on top of it. Don't bother with rolling it up into like a little thing, and then like just get keef. Or at least Purple Lotus used to do it for hella cheap. I don't know about you guys. Oh, I'm just saying it. Cold water pressed hash, yeah. Cold water pressed hash was pretty good. I mean, it's just keef. It doesn't have any like liquid or whatever in it, so it doesn't like have that weird burning thing. You know, you guys are like, oh, it burns slower. I'm like, honestly, okay. So one of the things that I noticed because I hate taking tolerance breaks is if you smoke like tree, just tree, not like what is it, concentrates. Don't smoke concentrates and trees at the same time. Like if you're gonna do dabs, like only dabs, you know? I've noticed if you do that, you don't have to take a tolerance break because then you like smoke only tree and then smoke only dabs. You actually get like a tolerance break because like when you smoke both, you get you build tolerance. Thank you for both of them. So okay, I did not leave you. Oh! Okay, I don't know why you left me to deal with Thresh when he's a freaking tank! Oh! Why did I wait for that? Oh, I wanted to see if he would die. I'm sorry. No, it wasn't my reflexes. I just want to see if he would die. Oh man. It's not wanting the kill. It's like, if you do more than like honestly, I think Riot started capping my cooldowns. I don't think they like how I build my cooldowns. I think they're starting to limit the cooldowns. Sorry guys, but it ain't gonna work no more. I actually gotta build AP. Something that everyone wanted me to do since the beginning. Christine, stop building cooldown. No. But no, I only listen to Riot because uh, it wouldn't even matter. I don't even have any Q. Ooh, I'm gonna alt and flash out. Like, come towards me, bro. I refuse to flash just to shield you. No! think they have a ward here. Window's avoiding me. How do I know this? He's not even coming over here. He's like standing hella far away from me. My idea worked. I just don't have damage, but it worked. Ravine! Oh, did I get a kill? Because I can't, I don't pay attention to that. Go all the way. What was I doing? What's the point? Honestly, like I don't even know. Like I can't even advertise it on my platform because like none of you guys even leave the house. So like honestly, like what the fuck is the point? I don't even fucking know. Like, and some of you guys don't even take deals that make you travel. So like honestly, I can't even do anything. Like, I don't know how to help. I've tried, but like what I do. I think this is old. Next. I know. Oh no, not again. Not again. Oh, I didn't even know wheelies were illegal. Like, why would that be illegal? It doesn't matter. I don't understand. Why are wheelies illegal? I kind of wanted to move to Florida just so I can have blacked out windows. Don't judge me. No, everybody in Florida had like blacked out windows, and it didn't look like anybody was getting pulled over. You know. Oh man, this is the wrong item. Ah! Oh, thank you, Bane. Okay, I have to get this one or else I can't boost. I forgot which item it was. I know it was one of them, but I forgot which one. you. Next. Why did I choose white? Oh my gosh. Okay, so I was thinking about the black, and then, well, first there's that problem. And then the second reason was, I remember when I wanted to wrap my car, they actually refused to wrap it because it was, oh my gosh. They refused to wrap, I mean, sorry, not they refused to wrap it. They said because my car was silver, that it might be kind of hard to get the pearl that I wanted. Because I wanted, so a while back there was a lot of like pearly matted colors where like if it hits the light it's either like white or like if someone takes a picture of your car they're not going to get the right color, you know what I mean? I don't know if it's illegal or not, but you know that thing that you spray on your license plate so then nobody can take a picture of your license plate? It was kind of like the same concept where if someone tried to take a picture of your car they wouldn't get the right color, you know? So I tried to get my car wrapped in that, and they're like, I don't think it's possible. I think you have to get it like baked, you know, like no, not that baked, but um, they said because my car was silver, it was gonna be hard to obtain that color because my car was silver, you know. So I was kind of considering that as well because I wanted to wrap my car, but you can't really wrap a black car, you know, a lighter color, but yeah. Ooh, there's a ward here. My gosh, not again, not again, no! Run away! Thank you. What do I do? Most situations, I just run, you know? Because your team's gonna get mad at you if you, like, try to fight it, you know? So you just gotta run. Because anything else doesn't benefit the team. So, and they've been very helpful, so I can't really do that. Sorry. Thank you for the awesome teamwork. Do I think they're trying? I think Jax is kind of okay. So Mundo, I don't think he has any attack speed actually. I think it's just because I don't have any tank. So my health is dropping like no other. But I think he's just super tanky. I don't think I don't think he's cheating. Why? Because it works for Vayne. And that's usually how it works because Riot's been trying this new thing where they don't want you guys to like, you know, off roll. I don't think it's off roll. I think it's the champion versus champion. You know, like they want the range champions to be able to take down the tanks and unless I'm a mid laner, yeah, but Morgana's not a mid lane champ. I mean, anymore, I think. I think when they took away the tank, Morgana's no longer mid lane champ. Like the whole mid lane tank Morgana thing, thank you, was like, you know, it actually worked. But I think if you're just doing Morgana now, I don't think I personally don't think it works. But yeah, in terms of 1v1, yes. He is here and ready to dick me. Oh my gosh. Oh, fucking. I'm so bad! Sorry, I had a personal moment of what the finger was that? Why? How do I know this? I don't. I just watch documentaries, and whatever they're doing doesn't match the documentary, so I don't think it's right. What do I mean? I mean, if they allowed it to be public, then like they want people to know, right? Like the cartel, you know, they purposely cut people's heads off and they wanted the media to report it. Like, it wasn't like, oh yeah, we're trying to hide the fact that this happened. Like, they're like, no, like, we want you to know we cut these people's heads off, and we want you to see what we do to these people. You know, it's not like, oh, it's a huge secret. Like, they want you to know. So yeah, I mean, if he's coming out and doing interviews, like, he wants you guys to know. It's not like a secret, you know. So, oh my gosh, today forfeit. I'm done. It's 7 o'clock. I've been holding my shit since like 3 or. I went to. Oh gosh, I went to get food with my grandma. Gonna be busy the next few days, and then I forgot because I didn't put it in my calendar, and like I forgot it existed. Like, I was dreading this day because like I don't like to deal with it, and like I don't really have the money to do it. Like, I'm about to go into debt just trying to handle this situation. I mean, yeah, but I can't, like, I want to do it legally. Why? Uh oh, that's what I was gonna do. Can I open two at the same time? I don't think they restrict you on you. Okay, so
I'm in Amsterdam, which is without a doubt the cannabis
Amsterdam.
capital of the world.
Is it really?
And that's because of the enormous, almost unbelievable interest that like you have.
Oh god, he lost me there. Next! Okay, so right here he says something like, it doesn't matter if I am any longer. He was pretty much like, I am no longer active in being a triad. Like, I am not actively a triad member, but technically I am still part of the business, pretty much. And I was just like, so that technically means like once I do something, it's not like I ever leave, right? So that's why I'm kind of like, what the fuck is he trying to make me do? Like, I don't fucking get it. And that's why I'm like, this guy seems a little bit fucking suspicious, considering if he was already part of it, then he would have already known. So, like, what the fuck is he trying to do? Like, is he trying to get me to be, like, criminally charged? Because usually that's only a punishment for people who can't keep their fucking mouth shut. So, like, why am I being punished right now if I've never done anything to fuck them over? You know? So that's why I'm like kind of suspicious of who the fuck he knows, or if he's even fucking legitimate, or he's just one of those like fuck around people who like fuck shit up for everybody and then make everybody lose trust in the situation, you know? So I'm starting to kind of question like what his fucking point is. You know what I mean? Because if you watch a lot of the Inside the Mafia, inside if you watch Inside the American Mob, like a lot of them are kind of like, we did this as kind of like a brotherhood kind of thing, and like we did it to make money and try to, like, and then one of the things they kind of emphasized that they disliked about like a lot of the people who were getting involved was they actually really disliked the unprofessionalism, and like they didn't like people who broke the promise or try to make it more difficult for other people, like if it's one thing, like you move up, there's certain things, it wasn't like, okay, so how do I explain this? Like, so they're kind of like the American mafia. American mob is kind of like the Yakuza. So Yakuza among the first to give aid in or something. Gosh, I don't remember. So yeah, here we go. So the Yakuza is kind of like the American mob. Like, if you ever watched American Gangster, I think it was called, because they were saying how it's based on a true story, right? So if you watch like this scene and like a lot of the other stuff, like You know what I mean? Like, I always thought like the mob or like the mafia was actually there kind of like, I don't want to say Robin Hood, because Robin Hood didn't really sell drugs. He just stole money from the rich, which is kind of different than what the mafia does, you know? The mafia sells prostitutes and sells drugs. That's not really the same as stealing money from the rich and giving it to the poor, you know? Because they're not stealing the money. They're like doing things that are not like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things about how like prostitution is very mentally and emotionally draining, because it's like you're forced to have sex with people, but then it's kind of like, you know what I mean? If you're stealing money from the rich and giving it to the poor, it's not really mentally straining for you, you know? It's actually more liberating, if anything. So, I don't ever like to use Robin Hood for like organized crime, because it's not really Robin Hood. You're doing a lot of things that don't make you happy and make you very stressed out and scared for your safety. You know what I mean? And when it comes to like cartel land, there was a scene there was a scene where they were saying like, we hate selling meth, we hate making meth, we do not like to sell drugs, we do not like to do this. Like, if we had any other choice, we would never sell meth. Like, that was like one of the intros to this fucking documentary. So like, for you to say, oh yeah, you know, organized crime is like 100% like Robin Hood, I'm like, no, I don't think you understand. These people have no choice. That's why like I personally never attack hackers. And like, that's why when this person was, what was it, the Chinese feeder, League of Drama Chinese feeder, like very dedicated Chinese feeder or whatever. You know how that guy had like 50 iPads or whatever, and then they like went down and ran it down every single time. Like, I was like, what if this guy's like that meth guy? You know, like, what if he sells meth because he has to? Like, what if he's selling bots because he has to? Not because he wants to, you know, like, because he doesn't want to live that life anymore. You know, because that's most of the El Chapo hero. So a lot of the reason why people like El Chapo and think he's a hero is because he went from selling fruits to like being a fucking billionaire almost. And like, most people in Mexico don't have that. So like, you know what I mean? I'm not really gonna attack somebody who's like farming and making hacks and all of that. I think more of like El Chapo, you know, like, you're forced to do something because nobody else gave you a chance. And that's why a lot of the Free Hong Kong, Black Lives Matter, and all these like Hispanic people of color protests and stuff, the reason why I support you guys is because, and this is why I also don't like to ask my parents for help or like ask anybody that I know who has power for help, because I know obviously you guys can help me and like I don't have to deal with this, but it's kind of like, I want to understand how people would treat me if I didn't have you guys. Because I really, it's not the power, but it's kind of like, what if my son or my daughter falls in love with somebody like this? You know what I mean? Like, what am I gonna be like? No, you can't date this motherfucker. Like, come on, I'm one of the I'm one of those people who are just like, you know, honestly, as long as it makes you happy, I really don't give a fuck. So like, yeah, that's why I said the Captain America and stuff, because I'm like, what if my kid grows up to be like a fucking FBI agent, and I'm over here like popping wheelies? You know what I mean? Like, that's just like wrong. So like, I'm just saying, you know, so like all these things, if you watch, okay, so now that you guys have a background in this and you know most of these people don't have a choice, right? Pay attention to like how the Yakuza does it. You know, tons of relief goods have been delivered to victims of. From a dark corner, the Yakuza organized group have been sending trucks from the Tokyo and Kobe region to deliver food, water, blankets, and toiletries to evacuation centers in northeast Japan. And then there's also this documentary by RT Yakuza something. Yeah. So this one actually has a clip of something where he actually says, we actually don't like when the Chinese people continuously try to start and fight stuff. You know, maybe it isn't this one. No, it is this one. Okay, so I think this one he was saying how like, right here. Okay, here. You see how like the Yakuza, like they're actually better than diplomats, you know? Like you know what I mean? And there isn't that weird like, oh fuck the Japanese people, look at them, they're hella fucked up. It's like we literally just try to communicate with you to like get an understanding, and like you wanted to fight us, so now we're gonna fight you, you know. And then whereas it's like, oh yeah, it's all those fucking, and people bring up racist stuff, and it's just like, honestly, like I don't understand why it could not just have been like a diplomatic situation, you know. And that's why sometimes I end up supporting organized crime more than I used to support politics, because it's like you're not really helping the people here, you know. Like the majority of people are still suffering because you're too incompetent to figure it out. Whereas the Yakuza, obviously, you know, they're gonna help the people as much as they can, which makes them, in my eyes, much better leaders because their followers are protected. And when the government is going to be incapable of protecting them, that's when I'm kind of like, well, what the fuck is the point of having you? Does that kind of make sense? And that's kind of why I think a lot of people like just don't really care about certain video games, because they're just like, well, if you're not going to help me, I'm not going to help you. And that's kind of where like I think that's why Dota CS:GO is always going to be more successful, because it's kind of like the people kind of takes care of each other, you know. It's like if you're not going to be okay with the Dota community, like that's it. You know, the company is not really going to defend you, because it's like the community is going to be like, well, this person is shit. And the company is like, well, it's not making me money, and these people are. So like, can you kind of see how the company supports the people now? And that's why it kind of makes them a good leader, because they don't interfere with what the people want. Thank you. So the reason why this has to do with esports is because I got a lot of like criminal threats from e-girls, because they're like, yeah, well, I sell nudes to this guy who's like part of the mafia and shit, and like I could get you killed. And I'm like, okay, so what exactly did I ever do to the mafia? I don't understand. And I think that's also why Vice actually did a mafia documentary, so thank you guys. I will try to make you proud. But my point is, you know, like I'm not really bringing this shit up. Like I actually watch a lot of documentaries. That's why I know specifically exactly where each of these clips are, because they made these documentaries for a reason, right? They chose these specific parts and these specific details specifically to explain it to you guys, right? So if the cartel's like, this guy tried to snitch on us, so we cut off his head, or we are going to murder this guy because he tried to hurt one of our brothers, like I think there's a reason why they specifically put that person's dead body right in front of you, and then goes on to explain to you exactly why that person died, right? Like, thank you. Like take for example Twitter cartel murder or something reporter. Okay, so when stuff like this, she tweeted against the Mexican cartel, they tweeted her murder. So it's kind of like they want you to know, right? They purposely put it there to like tell you, like, if you do this, then this will happen, right? And even inside the American mob, it's kind of like, well, we've done this before, so what makes you think we're not going to be scared to do it again? You know what I mean? And like there was a lot of like murders in like restaurants and stuff, so like that's why I personally am very afraid of like doing certain things to certain people and going out in public, because I'm like, I understand this might not be New York, but you have to understand people are people. Like if they want you dead, they will fucking find you. It is not that hard. So for me personally, I've always taken it as a personal lesson. Like you don't know who you're talking to, you don't know who you're messing with, and some people are just not gonna take your shit. You know what I mean? Like there was this other girl there, I'm pretty sure this journalist was like, yeah, so what, like, you know, it doesn't matter, I'm a journalist. And then they tried to use that same like concept like Takashi is doing, right? He's all like, yeah, you can't get me, but it's like, it's the cartel, like, you don't give a fuck. Like they will find you and they will kill you. You know what I mean? So like I am on Twitter, so I don't think this whole like thing is really gonna matter considering how Trump has mafia ties, and I don't think the mafia has a problem with the cartel, right? Why? Because New York has a lot of ports. If you watch Inside the American Mob, they say something about how this kid was working for this cargo business or whatever, and he proved himself to be worthy because he could bring in a lot of money. Does that kind of make sense? So, most of my ideas to do anything and understand what they like and what they don't like and what they find annoying and what they hate about certain people is mostly from watching a lot of Inside the American Mob and then watching like Yakuza, Cartel, American Gangster, and all of this stuff because it's like, no offense, but how do I say this? Okay, so you know how there was stuff about, oh, was it cocaine in Peru? No, Colombia. Yes, Colombia. Yes. Oh my gosh, thank you. So there was Cocaine Godmother. So this movie, Cocaine Godmother, right? The reason why she was so powerful was because she could bring in pure cocaine from Colombia, right? So ever since I found that out, oh yeah, and of course Cocaine Cowboys, but honestly the thing that really hit me, like the reason why she was so powerful was from watching Cocaine Godmother. Because the main reason why they loved her and like respected her was the amount of pure cocaine she could bring into America. You know, like I don't think Cocaine Cowboys really like emphasized that as much as this documentary did. And that's kind of where I was like, you know, I don't think any of these like organizations, like even though they're all from different countries, I don't think any of these organizations want to take over anybody. You know what I mean? Because they want the pure cocaine. They want the pure heroin. Like they need it. So there's no way that they would fight each other. Like if you watch an American Gangster, they went to Vietnam. And like he almost did everything in his power, thank you, to make sure that he kept getting his pure heroin at the lowest cost possible so he could sell it for a profit in America. Does that kind of make sense? And that's why Miami was so fucking rich, was because of the amount of pure cocaine they could get. It wasn't, oh yeah, it's all that dirty cocaine. Like, no. It's because it was pure, just like the heroin. That's what made him rich in New York. So, I mean, if you watch these documentaries, like, and you hear about how people want to like kill each other, I'm just like, I don't think you're getting the message here. Like, I don't think you get it. Like, you know how America has been fighting. Here, let me put it this way so it's not drug related. Thank you. So, you know how there was like conspiracy theories saying how America's in the Middle East because they don't want to pay for oil, right? And then there's like Russia, Canada, China who have the most oil. And Russia, China, Middle East, something, China money or something like that. Um, so which was that? Was this? So the new Middle East, U.S. military, Russia diplomacy, and China's money. Like, does that kind of make sense? Not everybody's as dumb as Americans. They're not gonna always try and kill them. You know, like the way Russia and China is doing it is, you know what? We have a common enemy right now, which is Americans, right? Americans want to kill both of us. Americans say this shit about Russia. Americans say this shit about China. Let's fucking work together. What do you like? I like. Does that kind of make sense? That's why, like, I think it was what was this? I think Trump visited Britain. No, was it UK? I think UK baby blimp or something like that. Yeah, like people in Britain was just like, damn, Trump is just like a big fucking baby. All he does is fucking bitch and moan all fucking day, you know? And like that's why I'm kind of like I don't think this guy actually has as much power as he thinks he does, or like he says he does, or he's trying to intimidate me into thinking that he does, you know? Because I'm like, well, if he is Middle Eastern, he should be happy that I'm helping him out because now his family, like that's the thing, you know, like if you don't have connections to your motherland, because you know how people are like, oh yeah, Middle Eastern people are like all mafia and all gangster, you know, but it's like if China and Russia are already helping you with the money and the situation, then like wouldn't you want to protect their immigrants? If you really say you have as much power and as much influence as you say you do, like wouldn't you want to like you know what I mean? That's why like I protect good Russians who actually try to escape the Russian like bad communism thing. You know, like people I know one Russian guy who actually is like the most hardworking guy ever. And like I was talking to him before because we used to work in a cannabis club together in San Jose. And we were talking and he was like, yeah, dude, that guy never fucking paid me. And I was like, yeah, that guy never fucking paid me either. And he was working security, so he was like risking his life for literally no money at all. And like he was pretty much taking advantage of the fact that he's like a Russian. You know what I mean? And I personally thought that shit was so fucked up. You know what I mean? And he was such a good guy because I think he kind of knew that my friend liked him. So then he never tried to get with me. Dude, he was like the sweetest guy ever. And then it was so funny because every day after work, it was like in downtown San Jose. I don't really want to say the name because, I mean, actually, maybe I should. Okay, so I don't know if you guys know this. The Anika Ikana. Remember when this shit was in San Jose? So this was the yeah, this is it's in a pretty bad spot. Like before it moved right across the street from the San Jose City Jail. It was in a pretty fucking bad spot. And like he would always walk me to my car. He'd be like, "I don't want you to get raped." And I was like, "Oh, you're like the sweetest guy ever." And he was like this huge Russian hockey player. All right, anyways, and he was like the cutest thing ever, and he used to call me Christinovich. And apparently, calling someone a bitch means a bitch. So, mother. But anyways, um, so I mean, he's pretty much the only Russian I know, or the only Russian that said he was, because you know how some Russians they're very proud to be Russian, so they're like, "Oh, Mother Russia." Anyways, so the point of this conversation is to say he is now like completely sober. He doesn't do anything. He's married, has kids, and he was telling me he was. I think he was trying to marry me because he's like, Russians never marry after 25. Like it's unacceptable in our religion. And I'm like, I think he's trying to tell me something. But, anyways, so I protect Russians like that who actually try very, very hard. You know, but if you're like a Russian that's obviously like, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, then yeah, I'm not gonna fucking help you. That's why when you guys were saying how like, oh, that Russian feminist movement, I'm like, this doesn't sound right. Like, I've seen hardworking Russian people, and like, that is does not look like hardworking Russian people. Because I also know another Russian, thank you, who I went to church with. She actually took me to church. Anyways, and like, she was like the most innocent person ever. Like ever since she's found God, she's just like, you know, I don't ever want to do that anymore. Like try not to do that around me. Like she's like, you know. So for me to see like certain types of Russian people, I'm just kind of like, this looks suspicious to me because I've seen hardworking, honest Russians before, and you do not look anything like it. And like the hardworking Russians that I have met, they're like the most unracist people ever. They're like so loving. And oh yeah, thank you for reminding me. There were like Russian people swimming at the pool, and there was like this Chinese looking girl, and then she was so fucking polite. She barely spoke English, but she was so fucking polite. And then that day when I saw that fucking video with all that racist shit, I'm like, you know, I can tell the language you're speaking is Russian, right? And I was just like, dude, what the fuck? This is like such a huge difference from all the Russians that I have seen before. Like, what the fuck is this? No, that's how I know he's Russian. Anyways, besides the point, the point is, like, you know what I mean? Like, don't ever think that, you know, I just never said anything because I don't want you guys to try and deport my friends when they are very honest and hardworking people. They're just Russian. So, like, that's why I waited until now to say something. And the reason why I brought this place up is because this person that I am currently having a problem with right now literally sounds like this guy. Because that guy, this guy who owned this place, he promised the security money, and I don't think he ever fucking paid him. And I think this is the same fucking situation all over again because they're promising stuff. Like, when I asked to get paid, he's like, oh, I thought you were just here to have fun. Like, that's one of the things about cannabis clubs that a lot of people don't fucking remember anymore. Is when cannabis clubs were first starting out, they were never paid like real businesses because everything's donation, right? So, and yes, and there was a lot of FBI raids. Good point. Thank you. So, like, a lot of times people really could not afford to pay people, you know? So, there's that. But then I think certain people were just taking advantage of the fact of that excuse. Does that make sense? And yeah, it was actually pretty fucked up area. Like, I know there's a lot of shit that goes on that like street. So I don't know. I just thought he was like the sweetest thing ever. Anyways, he was like super tall. He was like a big ass hockey guy. All right. No, I play floor hockey. Anyways, so yeah, I actually know a lot. I just didn't really ever want to say anything. But anyways, here, let's finish watching these.
Somos cocineros de metanfetamina. They're taking it back.
See, now the same shit's happening in America. Here, I'll turn on the video. Oh, no. Sorry, hold on. Let me figure out what this is. I haven't used this in a while. So.
Work. Most important thing in business is honesty, integrity, hard work, family. Never forgetting where we came from. Thank you, Sean. See, you are what you are in this world. That's either one or two things. Either you're somebody, or you're nobody. Be right back.
So remember how this person is? You see what he's saying, right? Because this is actually based on a true story. So, American Gangster is based on the criminal career of Frank Lewis, a real-life drug lord who rose from humble North Carolina beginnings to build a criminal empire in Harlem. Harlem is in New York, by the way. Didn't know that. Harlem is in New York, in Manhattan. Neighborhood in New York City, New York. So, just keep that shit in mind. And just know that anybody acting different than this is either fake or they're trying to make them look bad. And, you know, personally, if I see these people just suddenly disappear, I would trust in the mafia because it's kind of like, well, what is the FBI gonna do? They don't even know who the fuck to kill, honestly. No offense. But it's kind of like, you might actually kill that one person that's actually doing hella good, but it looks really bad because they had to commit all these crimes to protect their own people. You know what I mean? It sounds really fucked up, but when you look at the Yakuza, thank you, being the first to deliver food, water, and blankets to Tokyo and Kobe, like, it really makes you kind of rethink, like, are they really that fucked up? And another thing I want a lot of the FBI agents and whatever other government agencies to understand is you might not be able to tell crackheads apart. You know, you might think this person's perfectly innocent, but what crack user isn't until they start stealing your money after you let them into your house? And then you're like, oh, all the crackheads are the same. And then all the drug dealers are like, I mean, there's a reason why we call them snitches, right? See why nobody else talks, because they're loyal and they don't hurt innocent people. That's why, like, I understand the American concept of a utopic atmosphere of, like, pure democracy, but you're getting the wrong people, and, like, it's actually doing more harm than good, because now, you know what I mean? That's kind of why I'm like, I feel really bad for the FBI, because I feel like they're trying so hard to do their best, but they just keep getting fucked, you know? They believe this one person being a victim, and then that person that they help being a victim is actually the person who instigated the whole fight. And then now, because they thought that this person was innocent, that they lost credibility with everybody else. No, I know they're not making that mistake with Zoe Quinn, but that's because there's evidence. You know what I mean? Like, if it's actually a drug deal or like the mafia, they don't have that evidence. So they're just kind of like believing whoever talks the most. And it's kind of like, if these are like secret societies, nobody's going to talk. So like, how would you ever get the right person? You know what I mean? So like, God, I admire how honest and how hard they try, but man, your job sucks. Anyways.
I need these fresh, because if I ever come back here and get you, you know what it is.
Tango.
Where y'all play that?
Yes, sir. I hear you. You won't have to come back. There won't be no problem. What about you, Frank? You need anything?
Where's my money? Red Top gave you the package. You're supposed to hand me my money. Here's a jar right here, 20%.
Oh, you got the jar?
That's right.
Get the fuck out of here, Frank. Oh, what you gonna do? What the fuck you gonna do, Frank? Huh? What you doing? You gonna shoot me in front of everybody? Huh? Come on.
There you go. 20%.
You see how he keeps his word? You know what I mean? Like, he said 20%, right? I'm just saying, you know, when someone keeps their promises, and we all know how much I hate when people lie. Like, I understand if it's a drug deal, you know, you'd be like, alright, you know, I'm gonna sell you fucking a gram of cocaine, and I cannot be there in exactly 15 minutes, like, I fucking get it, you know, it's a drug deal. But when no drugs are involved, and you cannot keep your promise, and a mafia guy can, it kind of makes sense why literally every single person in America does not give a fuck about the government, right? This is based on a true story, though. Well, if you're not really selling drugs, like, are you really anybody at all?
So what was I saying?
Frank?
How you doing, Nick?
It's all great. Welcome.
Need to talk to you.
Great, come on. Hey, y'all, everybody get out. Let's go. Come on. Everybody, let's go. Hurry up.
This specific scene is actually why I make sure I say I am not associated with any of these organizations. I am watching public information and giving my opinion on it. And because... Oh yeah, I forgot to show you guys the YouTuber who died. YouTuber killed by cartel. So YouTuber 17 found here, maybe we should
17-year-old Juan Luis Lagunas Rosales was shot 18 times in a bar after posting and over 300,000 followers on Instagram. His popularity on social media rose after he was posting photos and videos of him drinking, being with beautiful women, and posting memes. In a video that's posted on what looks like his friend's Facebook page, Rosales calls out El Mencho. Roughly translated, he says that the leader of the drug cartel in Jalisco can suck his. After the arrest of El Chapo almost exactly a year ago, El Mencho has risen to power in Mexico and taken over much of the turf El Chapo once held. El Mencho is a former policeman who served 3 years in jail for selling heroin. He currently has a $5 million bounty out for his head. On Monday, Rosales was out with his friends in Jalisco at a bar. He posted a video telling his fans to meet him for a drink in the Guadalajara metropolitan area, a big area for the drug trade. Then 4 men armed with long weapons stormed into the bar and took fire at Rosales. They executed the teen, shooting him 18 times. Not only was Rosales killed, but a 25-year-old employee of the bar was caught in the crossfire and also died. So despite his YouTube channel getting popular from posting videos like this one, he recently gave an interview with Univision where he admitted to being an alcoholic and wanting to change that. He talked about his dream of being a music star. He essentially said, quote, "I want to learn to sing now. That's going to be my motto." And he's actually had quite a productive year, appearing in multiple popular music videos by Mexican artists. He mostly does the excessive drinking thing in all of them.
Vamos a chingale. A su madre.
But the craziest thing is that he's the thumbnail for all these music videos. And they all have over 1 million views on YouTube. Fans continue to post messages of condolence.
Anyway, so I'm not about to be that dumbass that, you know, gets tracked down and dies. Okay? I'm not about to be this idiot. No offense. But I think they've made it pretty clear with this. Because this happened, I think, before? Yeah. It was published in 2014, and this was published in 2017. So, I mean, I think this was a pretty clear message the first time. But I guess some people just didn't get it. I don't know. I got it. I don't really want to die. So, I'm not going to be stupid enough to, like, try and say something about the cartel that's not true or try to misrepresent them. Because then the American gangsters are going to start looking for me as well. Because they don't like it either. And the cartel doesn't like it either. So that's a lot of people that are very violent that I do not want to be enemies with.
Sit, my brother. Taking you talk to Charlie. Guess you want to hear more about my Black Coalition? Let me explain it to you.
No, I'm all right. That's not what I...
And if the American Mafia cannot assert this type of violence, then I guess this is why everybody keeps trying to drag your name through the dirt.
Came here for Nick.
Yeah, everybody's good, Nick. You know,
And just so you know, here, let me show you guys. So this guy's already dead, if you guys didn't know this. Shot dead in Oakland while making a music video with friends. What is it?
I'll be moving along, singing my song. I live long, I live long.
And so far, everything I have looked at, everything that I have done, is through pretty reputable sources, right? This is Reuters, this is New York Post, this is the Daily Beast, this is AMC, literally the AMC channel, and this is What's Trending. This is NBC. This is a documentary by RT Documentary. This is from Vice. Okay, well, maybe not that one. This is from Movie Clips. And, I mean, technically it's National Geo channel, but I can't show it to you because you have to pay for it. So, I mean, why would they hate me when I'm bringing in them so many sales that they have to remove Mob Wives and Inside American Mob from Hulu? Legal business. So, I don't know what the fuck your problem is, to be honest. And this is also from Vice. So, I mean, I don't really know what part of this is fake, or what I am pulling out my ass, or what I am snitching on. This is all public information. I have not signed into my YouTube channel. This is not age restricted. I don't know what you're trying to get me on. This sounds like some dirty fucking shit to me. I've done nothing but obey all the fucking rules.
All he ever said was Jack, never heard a nigga real. Fetch down to the phone, X. Be gorillas, all my niggas doing life, do what I can to make it better. I know you see me right here, every time you drive by. But you so into me, you don't remember XY. You know I got paper, yes I'm a D-boy. You a big girl, glamorous lifestyle. Rocks on the wrist, big dreams, nice cars. You wanna live life with a rich rock star. Everybody know us, everybody know y'all. I think I'm in a rush, so I'll probably never call. You know you love that Jack, I'm right here. About to dip outside my 16 gear. See the tree smoke, ain't no tents on there. Tryna find a hush nigga, all white pair. Other Gucci lost, but they never know where. Go pop my new shit, hop in the.
So, I know a lot of people in East Palo Alto that were getting really fucking pissed off at certain people because they're like, who are these motherfuckers that are trying to take our motherfucking land? All my friends in the Palo Alto trailer parks, you guys tried to take their houses. But I was like, you know, in Taiwan, we don't do that fucking shit. What we did in Taiwan was, so you know how there's apartments that are like one, I don't even think they're 2 stories. I think they're just 1 story apart. No, wait, low, probably like 5 stories. So then we'll try to tear that down and build like a skyscraper. But when we do that shit in Taiwan, we say, hey, you know, we have like 50 apartments that we're gonna build. We'll just give you like 1. Because technically it's only 5 families because it's only a 5-story building. So then we give them 1 apartment. And since the real estate's gonna rise, technically we make more profit because we have 50 stories. And we're giving them 5. So I told my friends in the trailer parks to do that shit to keep, like, if they're gonna rebuild some shit and kick you fucking out of it, be like, hey, you know, that's fine. You guys are gonna build 100 homes versus like 10 homes that we have now. Give us an apartment. And I think the same motherfuckers trying to evict me from my own fucking house right now because they're taking advantage of the fact that my mom doesn't speak any fucking English and telling me to get a fucking lawyer is the same motherfuckers that are trying to take the people from East Palo Alto and the Palo Alto trailer parks. So, I mean, I have made pretty fucking sure that I never broke any fucking laws. And yet, I have these mob threats, you know, saying, oh yeah, I used to work with a mob. And I'm like, so you're telling me all these guys are full of shit. he's fucking full of shit too, and all these people are fucking full of shit too. Because I don't think you're part of the mob at all. I think you're just slandering their name and dragging that shit through the dirt.
Everybody's happy. Charlie, Baz, the Italians, you know, Johnny Lowe. Everybody's happy except you.
I'm happy, Frank.
You happy? Really? Or maybe I'm the one with a problem. Yeah, go on, get a drink. I got a problem because I don't understand why you got to take something that's perfectly good and mess it up. See, brand names mean something. You understand?
Shut the fuck up! Go ahead, Frank. I'm sorry about that bullshit.
Blue Magic. That's a brand name. Like Pepsi. That's a brand name. I stand behind it. I guarantee it. They know that even if they don't know me any more than they know the chairman of General Mills.
So another thing is, if the mafia is really involved in real estate, why in the fuck would I let cheap motherfuckers live here when we all know damn well the bank sometimes, you know, does some money laundering shit too? Like, why would I want to make enemies with all this powerful mafia shit when they literally control everything, right? So what I said was, if you guys truly are about supporting the mafia, considering all the crimes you have already committed in their favor, then why the fuck are you not moving to those houses, right? Because, I mean, whoever's managing them now, right, is actually the one who brags about having mob connections, but yet you don't want these people to have bank loans, but the bank also works with the mob. So, like, that already doesn't make any fucking sense. So I'm already calling bullshit on that one. And then on top of that, you're giving them all this free fucking shit, right? And then you're telling me, yeah, I got these connections. I'm like, but you're not telling them to take more loans from the bank. And you're just giving them free fucking shit, right? While using that brand name, right? Because I'm just watching these movies and, you know, making up my own ideas. Because we all know the fake news stuff. I don't actually know. Cheese, juice box, Hollywood, fishing. I think there was something about real estate. Doesn't, but mobsters love to invest in property. How do you invest in the property without being involved in real estate? Mob role in New York construction depicted. Yeah, so I mean, thank you, by the way. I just, honestly, like, I'm catching you in all this bullshit, right? And you're trying to threaten me, right? And I'm the one who hasn't done any favors. And now you think you have some kind of immunity because you can talk to the FBI. Well, you see, that's why the Mexicans kill people. That's also why he's killing people. And that's also why, you know, Yakuza's cut people's fingers off. So, I mean, right now, I'm probably just gonna be like, hey, you know, this is probably why you guys are the weakest out of everybody, I guess. Because you keep letting people like this do that. And since everybody knows that you're connected to them, if you suddenly disappear, it would be like, oh, okay, maybe we shouldn't mess with them. Right? Because that's pretty much the only reason why everybody's, like, fucking shitting themselves every time they hear about the cartel, right?
What the fuck are you talking about?
What I'm talking about is when you...
Oh yeah, sorry. And since, thank you for reminding me. And since the mob role in New York construction is depicted, what the fuck is the point of them building that shit if nobody's gonna fucking move there while you're giving people free shit here? Because you guys are all bragging about, oh yeah, I do favors for them. So you should have no problem moving there, right? Why are you still here? Oh yeah, because you're full of shit and you're making them look like they hurt the poor, even though I think everybody who's joined the mob is actually poor. So you're telling them that the mob would fuck over their own people? That seems a little fucking... doesn't really make any sense, right?
chop my dope down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5%, and then you call it blue magic. That is trademark.
You can call the FBI on me all you fucking want, but I'm pretty sure the FBI is already fucking watching this, considering you keep fucking calling them saying I'm part of it when I'm literally watching something that they allowed to be public. You have to understand, okay? The FBI let this be public. Okay? Like, the FBI let every single one of these people write about it, right? And nobody's arrested. And yet you're telling me, because I am reading the news, when even the FBI themselves like to use websites. What was it? So even the FBI likes to put shit like this public. You've been saying, oh no, it's fake shit. Archives.fbi.gov. No, I don't think that's fake in any way. Okay. What else was I? Where was that? Let me find it in my bookmarks really quickly. I put it in here. 1 second. What does this have to do with video games? Because a lot of people on the internet are like, yeah, all these fucking websites are fake. You know, none of these websites are real. And I'm like, you see right here how it says legislation.ca.gov? Like, even the rich government people are putting this shit public to expose you for being a dirty ass motherfucker who's breaking the law for your personal fucking gain. Does that kind of make sense? Like, even the government's trying to expose you by telling the people the fucking truth. And yet you're still telling everybody that it's a fucking lie. You guys understand that the whole reason why the government is putting literal laws publicly for everybody to see without a lawyer's permission or without an FBI fucking secret password is because they want people to know you're fucking full of shit. You guys know that, right? Like, think about it. Oh yeah, you know, all our fucking lawsuits are gonna be private. This guy's serving 93 months in prison. If you say, oh, that person's hella real, then yeah, guess what? His public fucking information is all fucking here. And guess what? It's written by the FBI. And yet you're telling me that the FBI is gonna come after me for using the same method that they're fucking using to expose you for being fake. You really think that's how it's gonna work? Because all these websites, they're fucking government websites. This is a fucking .gov government website. Okay? This is a fucking .gov fucking website. And you're telling me that the government wants me to get a lawyer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure because you have to get a licensed lawyer, you know. But I think they also want me to know that you're fucking full of shit. Because now I know what the law is. And if you don't fucking implement this law, then you're the one who's fucking full of shit, right? And you're the one who's taking advantage of me. The government's not doing that. The government told me the fucking truth. And here is the fucking truth. But no, you want to fucking twist that shit, right? You want to be like, no, this law doesn't exist. I mean, I don't think it can get any more fucking real than a .gov fucking website, right? Unless you want to tell me this government website is fucking fake too. Can you see why the FBI would actually want to come and get you instead of come and get me?
Mark infringement, you understand what I'm saying?
All due respect, Frank, if I buy something, I own it.
No, that ain't true. That ain't
buy
true.
a car and I want to paint it, I can paint the
Yeah, but you
motherfucker.
don't have to. This is what I'm saying to you, Nick. You don't have to. It's good enough the way it is. You can make enough money off it the way it is just by calling it Blue Magic. Anything more than that is greed, son.
What do you want, Frank? You want me to change the name on it?
I would have to insist that you change the name.
Fine by me, Frank. I'll call it Red Magic.
Let me show you another example, okay? The FBI is literally using the media, right? He's letting every single person know in the world that they never let this guy get away. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people in the Bitcoin community was like, look at this motherfucker. We all know this guy's fucking dirty. So they use the media. Just like I'm using the media right now, right? And yet you're telling me that the FBI is going to hate me when I'm literally using the same thing that they're fucking doing right now. FBI agents admits to stealing Silk Road Bitcoin seized by U.S. Marshals. Now, why the fuck would FBI want this shit to be public? Oh, I don't know, because they want you to fucking know it, right? So tell me again how what I am doing is going to be wrong in any way, when everything that I am saying and using is the same fucking way that the FBI is doing it. Tell me again how I'm going to be in trouble.
Even though they don't sound as good. I don't give a fuck what you call it. Put a chokehold on the motherfucker and call it blue dog shit. You know what I mean? I don't care. Just don't let me catch you doing this again.
Let me explain to you one thing. You have your LinkedIn profile, right? Remember my fake ass account? So tell me again how nobody knows where the fuck you work.
Catch me? Infringement? Insist? I don't like these words as much as please. Thank you. I'm sorry to bother you, Nikki. These are better words you use. You coming to my motherfucking club without an invitation. Hear me?
Oh, man.
Go watch the movie. I'm not gonna give you the fucking ending. You gotta go watch the movie. I mean, whether you do it legally or illegally, really a personal choice.
I know you see me right here, hey, can you drive by? But you so into me, you don't never ask why. You know I got paper, yes, I'm a deep boy. You a big girl, let me.
でたまたまその時に1人しかいないで相手はほら呼んで仲間を呼んで
今度の共謀罪でも同じですよね。
普通が借りられる銀行の
そういう面では
Photo's chest. Located, having a
ちゃったりしちゃうんで、で我々が一応まあいっぱいすごいね治安。
Makoto shows us the neighborhood his boss has tasked him to keep an eye on.
治安を守ってすごいね治安が悪いんですよ。昨日行った西川口には今もうその中国人いっぱいいたんですよ。でやっぱり喧嘩してみたりで包丁で
You see, there's a lot of Chinese people.
いっぱいいたんですよ。でやっぱり喧嘩
Yeah, this is not something that I'm necessarily proud to be part of, and that's why sometimes, like, I will not say that I am a Chinese person, because this is pretty embarrassing, because it's Chinese people being in Japan. Like, that is not your country. Like, you need to show some respect, and that's just not okay.
喧嘩してみたりで包丁で切りつけちゃったり喧嘩の相手を普通の一般の人だよをそう切りつけちゃったりしちゃうん
You see how he says it's ordinary people who gets caught in between their feud? And he will go on to say, it is our job as the Yakuza to protect them and stop the Chinese people from fighting because they are hurting innocent people. No offense, but it seems like the Yakuza is a better source of policing anything than the American police. You know what I mean? Like, oh, man. And the reason why I say this is because every single person in America who is not a rich person is literally questioning the government. And that is a problem because they have nothing to lose. And I can kind of see why there's so many suicide bombings now. And I don't think that anybody who works for the government really wants to be treated like shit like that.
で我々が一応まあ回ってもうそういうやつ見かけたらもう出ていけと、うん、まあ出ていかないやつに限ったらそこのボスを呼びつけてで了解してもらって出させて。
中国マフィアのが公正に出た問題、台湾マフィアが劣勢になって大変だった。これは何でか。中国人台湾マフィアが劣勢になって大変だった。これは何でか。中国人たちの博打の利権なの。中国人の女性がいっぱいいるでしょ、歌舞伎町に。その博打というのは一晩で。
So you're telling me that it's bad for me to stand up for the FBI agents, even though they're using the same exact idea by releasing documentaries? I think they're all doing the same thing because they don't like what you guys are doing. So I think you're making literally enemies with everybody right now. And since, you know, the FBI likes to big brother you, I think they can see it. And since we all know hackers don't give a fuck about privacy, I think they can see it too. Good luck!
何千万の金が動く。その利権が取られそうになったんで、ナンバー3が台湾から飛んできた。ところがこのもう片方の用じゃなくて何だかな、奇変にあげるという駅舎の駅に書いてないとかな、この野郎の、その男が話し合いで3人をいきなりバンバンバン。
まあその時は話し合いとかでね。
See how they use family, just like inside the American mob? That's why I'm like, ooh, don't want to make a fool out of myself today.
那我是67年出生的，我刚开始加入组织是属于竹联帮，那我加入的年纪大概是在14岁左右，但是对于组织来讲，那现在呢？现在是
Currently, I am a manager at a real estate company. The things that my family sends me. I mean, I'm fine with whatever because I'm in America, but considering how I have never hurt any of my friends here, I don't think it's really my fault, you know? And this is actually why I stopped doing drugs, to be honest. Because I've always wanted to defend my friends, but then everybody kept calling the cops on me because I would always have drugs on me. Because because you know, when you're a drug addict, like, it makes you feel very, very insecure and very, very unsafe when you don't have drugs on you. You're just like, oh, I can't be sober, no! Alright, anyways. So, I'm just saying. I don't think my mom can get in because the garage is broken. But I'm gonna go. It was nice to see you guys. I hate doing streams like this, so I think that's why the karma hits them so hard. Anyways, this is why I'm Buddhist. Okay, thank you, bye.